Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video. We're gonna do a Plat 3 slash Diamond 1 replay review. So, I decided to do one for people that are in the lower ranks, and I did notice that my previous video with the Champ 3 analysis actually did really well. Somehow it got like over 1,000 views, and you guys seem to like it a lot. So I appreciate it. So I guess it makes sense to make another one of those. So yeah, once again, this is a replay from ball chasing. And yeah, so let's get into it and see what we can do to fix mistakes found in the Plat 3 to Diamond 1 area. Okay. And this is actually, if you can see in the timeline, this team lost 0-4, and this is actually a team of Plat 3s. The blue team is Plat 3. At least this one guy is. Ball chasing didn't tell me who Tank Root's rank was, but Tux is Plat 3, and Orange team is both Diamond 1s. So this is actually a perfect replay to discuss what these Plat players are missing, so we can actually talk about that. Also, to the new guy that joined the Discord, this is actually kind of for you too, because you were talking about how you were in Plat 3 and you're hovering around Plat 3 to Diamond 1 and you didn't really know what to do. So hopefully this will give you a better visualization of what you should do. So, alright, enough rambling. I had to set up the context a lot in this one. And this is dumb because the orange team is literally both going after this boost. Once this happens, you're done. You don't need to do anything anymore, actually. You don't need to bother chasing after this because, again, the momentum of the field overall is that it's going into the corner. So, momentum here, the ball and APL is going there into the corner. Chris King is going to the corner, and he's going to the corner. So, something's going to happen in this corner, and since there's going to be two people going into the corner, you don't want to get bunched up in this. It's not really worth it, honestly. I don't really think he's going to get an important touch that will lead to a goal here. It just doesn't seem likely. Now, to be fair, Tux might not know that Chris is behind him, but remember, you have to just use your game knowledge and be understanding that Chris King is going to come back. Let's be honest. He's going to come back on defense somewhere. And we saw that he was going towards the right middle boost from what we last saw. So, with that in mind, don't chase after this. Just relax. Wait for your teammate to come back, right? He's a little weird, right? He's all the way out. And to tell if he's over there, you just quickly flick your camera to look backwards, and that's it. So you know that, okay, he's kind of far. I don't really trust this, so I can just move out like this. Just kind of move out. Wait for the play out of time. Okay, and I'll wait here. Wait for APL to do something, and then I can challenge here, actually. So, and look, nobody's doing anything, right? This is a problem. You see how with my camera, I would have waited a little later and then come back to a challenge again, rather than trying to get all messed up in the jungle gym here. Yeah, so you don't want to get all ball chasey. So someone's got to challenge this, though. Somebody has to challenge this. It's taking way too long. You're just giving too much space. This is what you don't want to do. These Plat players are giving them way too much space. So it's just a big problem. Now let's see what happened with teammate here after he got the big boost. He's flipping away. See, this isn't good. He doesn't realize that there's too much space in the middle here to give away to the opponents. Rather than flipping, right? Don't play all scared and relying on flipping to get around the field. Just drive like this towards the play. Hell, even he could have challenged, actually, now that I think about it. Probably been better for Tank to challenge. So he can come up. Boom. He can actually hit it left into the net at the end. So, big chance to score, and he didn't take it because he just didn't see that. Playing too scared, and you don't want to be too hesitating, hesitating, if that's the right way to say it. You don't want to hesitate too much. Okay, good try on the wall. There is an idea to try to catch this ball, but I don't really think he's that mechanically skilled enough to go after it. So yeah, but there is an easier way to do this, if you feel that way. So why don't you just rotate out, right? Let Tank deal with it, because he's in an awkward spot. I mean, he's facing downwards while the ball is going this way. So literally just take a nice relaxing rotate back, just nice route back. So go around, right? And then wait for Tank to go around the ball, because like the ball is going this way. And so eventually Tank's going to have to wrap around. You're showing that, hey, I'm going to go back. So it's your ball to go after. So that's the whole idea with that rotation, is that you're giving your teammate an idea like what you're trying to do. So yeah, he doesn't have to be all awkward anymore. He can just rotate out like this, wait a little bit, and then try to challenge the ball way easier by being straight at the ball rather than like this. So that's the whole point with taking wide rotations. Sometimes you don't have to challenge the ball immediately. Stop trying to do everything so quick and so soon. That's sometimes not the best idea. Okay, what happened here was that he's just hovering around too much with no boost. He's acting like he has enough boost to stick around, but he doesn't. So I would just kind of, you know, start turning around here. Like, I would have turned around a lot sooner, because let's be honest, I don't have a lot of boost, right? You gotta think of the bigger picture. Low-ranked players don't think of the bigger picture when they play. And honestly, this challenge is really freaking close to where he is. So, and it's up in the air. So he's got to cover for a scenario where it can also go behind him. So he's got to start turning this way, right? So he's going to have to turn his car like this. Why? Because when you stand still like this going forward, you can only cover what's in front of you like this, right? But if you position, like if you turn, you can actually now turn back either this way or this way. But facing forward, you can either turn this way or this way. But this doesn't really make any sense, because it's not directly going back as if you were facing sideways. You see how this route actually goes back towards the back towards their goal. So this is why it's really important to, when a play is about to happen, you kind of want to position your car in a way where it covers the most. And what's funny is that if you notice the blue line, whereas if he turns, one's covering the option where the ball is in his favor, maybe it'll drop low and he can continue, or if it goes over his head, he'll be able to turn quicker and react faster. So since he's pointed forward, he has no chance to react to this ball at all. And I don't even think he half flips either. I don't think he half flips. Let's see. Yeah, nah, he just drives. But that's because he already had some momentum anyways going forward, so it would be weird to just suddenly backflip while you're moving forward. So he has to be careful with this play. He didn't recognize the threat. I don't think he needed to push up that far to begin with. It's just being aware of the threat and what's really important. So that is a bad jump from the opponent. He's very lucky he even scored that, honestly. No speed flipping, love it. I mean, I don't really care about that too much in Plat. Although I would say you should start learning it once you're in Diamond, though. Because Diamond play is going to be a lot faster. And what happened here? Yeah, I mean, I think he could have jumped better. Yeah, he could have saved this. He turned left into the ball. If he just faced the net and jumped, he would have blocked this. He just overly turned. Like, he should have been positioned like this, actually. Just like this would have been fine, because he could just meet up with it, see? He could just meet up with it. But if he turns left towards the ball, he's trying to get the closest path, right? He's trying to go... I mean, he boosted this way, but he didn't jump that high. I don't know. I think his jumping sucked. He could have jumped more, like, to just read the ball where it's gonna go rather than towards the ball. And quite frankly, he probably could have 50'd this, honestly. If he just trusted himself a little more, like if he didn't hesitate, he probably could reach this. I'm not even kidding. At least a 50, right? Jump, use the side of your car, position over here with the side of your car. If you guys watch my gameplay, you guys should know by now how I love challenging the ball like this. So, use the side of your car. Pretend this is your car. Now, be more towards the front of the ball because you're giving the pocket to shoot this way. And guess what? Nobody's over there, right? So that's why it's important to win your 50s. No one's over there, and you might get a good pass to teammate if he decides to cheat up again, or it might just roll into the net. He has two options. Either he can try to do the 50, but risk getting beat, and teammates definitely not going to get back, or he sits back like this, and he just gets a better jump, and he just reads it, which I still think he could read it anyway. He just failed. So those options are definitely there, and he chose the defensive one, and he still failed it. So that's just a mechanical error, but you just make sure that you jump where the ball's gonna go. It's a lot easier to read that rather than trying to go to where the ball is currently and just trying to get to the closest path possible. Okay, he's just leaving the play way too soon. Again, a lot of this is just spacing issues in the lower ranks. Like, he doesn't need to flip here. He doesn't. The play hasn't started yet. He can just kind of feather boost a bit like this and just turn around. Okay. And I'll get the ball, catch it, and then go towards the net. Or he can boom it back to middle where a teammate is. Teammate is unfortunately turned around, but in a better world, teammate could be facing this way to help out teammate challenging the corner. Teammate can come in like this and then receive the pass. So let's actually do a line here. So again, if Tux, rather than flipping out here, he just kind of stayed in the play a bit more, right? And the ball was moving around this way. Tux can just go into it from the corner, and Tank can just turn back around to cover for the potential pass play, and that might shoot out this way. So Tank can get it around here somewhere. Be a nice little play, and of course, Chris would be out of the play completely. He'd be somewhere over here. So it'll be a nice 2v1 play. So this is what happens when you rotate out too far. He's just way too far. I mean, again, it's just all the space. And they're giving the diamonds too much space. So this is why it doesn't work out. So you got to be careful with where you're positioned and the choices you make if you should go back or not. And look, it almost led to another goal. He doesn't need to flip again. You can just keep driving. Oh my, okay, yeah. A mechanical mistake. I wouldn't have done this. I would have just put the ball in front of my car and just kept pushing it really quick. Because look, he's taking way too long to speed up the ball. If he just put the ball in the front of his car, he'd be able to comfortably just push it, and he'd be moving a lot faster. He might be able to beat the guy who just spawned, but he's taking forever. And of course, he decides to cut the ball, pop it over his car. Now he can't even block this anymore. This won't even be a 50. It's just 100%. So, not a good decision at all. Okay, he's taking a wider stance, messes up here, gets a bad jump. Yeah, gets absolutely obliterated. Okay, this wasn't bad. It's just mechanical errors. This is actually a decent play for once, but not aware of their surroundings. He doesn't realize how close he actually is to the net. Just turn around sooner, just jump up and go after it. You don't need to take such a wide stance. You know, I said earlier you can take a wider approach, but if you really think about it, this already is wide enough. I mean, even just position like this, the ball still has room to keep going away from you. So that's basically already going to make your rotation wide without you even trying. So he doesn't even need to go back. He can just go like this here instead and just jump up after the ball. What's going on here? It's a bump, but he should still watch out for APL. I mean, he should still stick around, actually, to kind of wait in middle and then jump up after it and beat him. So basically, either you demo this guy completely, or you pretend you are part of the orange team, right? And then jump up after the ball and just hit it away as if you hit a bad shot. That's what you do, too. You got two options there as second man. So, Tank unfortunately sucked with his positioning there. It was a smart idea, but he just failed it mechanically. Honestly, I keep preaching that a lot of it is just game sense, which is true. The lower ranked players, not only does their game sense just suck, but their mechanics aren't good either. So, even if you are a smart player in the lower ranks, if your mechanics are just that bad, then you're just going to lose anyway. So here's the thing. You need the best of both worlds. You can't neglect on either side. You can't be all mechanical, and you can't be all game senses. That's just not how the game works. I think in the lower ranks, though, it would probably take you quite a bit far, actually. If these guys positioned flawlessly, then maybe their mechanics wouldn't be sucky as bad, because being in a good position actually makes your mechanics easier, because it makes your approach to the mechanic a lot easier, which means you don't have to overly correct yourself. And as a lower ranked player, I know for a fact you're going to suck when it comes to correcting yourself mechanically, so that's way too advanced. So that's why it's just important to just go over the fundamental mechanics. Basic flicks, power shots, simple air dribble. Yeah, so a single flip reset, it's kind of an intermediate, upper beginner to lower intermediate type of mechanic. I guess you could at this rank, now that you're Plat 3 and you're going into Diamond, you guys should start being able to get comfortable hitting the ball in the air. So, yeah, I would say at this rank it's kind of more appropriate to start learning flip resets, but don't do them so carelessly in a ranked match. If you're still not good with it yet, then keep it to casual until you get it right. Okay, this was a good try. I think he flipped a little too early. He has two options: either hit the ball towards net, go forward, get a demo on this guy, which he wouldn't be expecting at all, or keep the ball pushing this way, because look, his momentum is completely this way. Look, he's literally moving this way. He could have just kept the ball going this way and shoot into this pocket here. So he just, or third option, low 50 into the net, which I love doing too. I love using my 50s to win the challenge. So he has three options, but he didn't take any of those, really. He decided to just shoot immediately, which isn't even that good. All right, just wait a little second, right? Just wait a little longer. Be observant, Plat players. Be observant. All right, look how awkward this is. This is so awkward. What is this positioning? Like, literally, what is this? And look, if he kept holding on to the ball longer, you would have realized he turned this way, and which means that the ball would have continued to go to the right. So let's illustrate this. The ball's momentum would have kept going this way, while he would have kept turning this way. And look what happens. It's going to create a huge gap. And as I showed earlier, you can just shoot right in the bottom left corner. So, yeah, missed opportunity. Don't shoot so soon. He literally just passed it to APL. That's literally what he wanted. So, another goal is going to happen. Hey, look at this. Freaking Diamond 1 player is better than the Plat players, but look, he sucks on the wall, see? Mechanics in the low ranks are going to really kick you in the ass, but that doesn't mean to only focus on mechanics. You got to play smart, too. I mean, what happened here? Oh, look how awkward this really is. He gets popped back with the car. Okay, fine, but he overly corrects moving forward. Now he's too low. Now he's gonna try to. Yeah, it's just. Oh no. Whatever. Again. It is what it is. Tux got completely destroyed here. He's got to wait on this play. he got too excited. But he's got to remember Chris is coming back. Look, Chris is now behind him. Chris is definitely going to rotate back because that's how you play the game. Chris is... Hell, use your camera, look left. Oh, Chris is literally right here. No matter what, don't go after this ball. Even if it looks favorable, don't go. Because he's going to want to dive on this super quick because he's defending and he's going to have to help out APL if something goes wrong. So don't dive into this. This is a trap. This is a trap. Please. Low-ranked players love going after this because they think they can get it. But, I mean, if he's just observant, and again, he used a technique where he turns a little bit to the side, he'd be able to react to this if the ball goes that way sooner. You basically pre-position yourself. I like using this analogy. It's like baseball. You know how when the pitcher throws the ball, the runner on base kind of steps out off the base a little bit, kind of like positioned to run a little bit as if the ball hits? Exactly. That's what you want to do. You want to pre-position your car in a way to where you think it's going to go, or you cover the most options, rather than sitting here waiting until something happens. You don't always want to be reactive. You want to be proactive, and you want to be intuitive, basically. So this is a huge trap, and this happens a lot too in the corner, where the ball might bounce off the corner, but the orange team is still able to receive the pass, and then the second man tries to go after the pass anyway, and they get beat. So it's a trap. If you guys can actually stop challenging these type of plays, I promise you, you're probably gonna actually concede less goals, more than you think. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even joking. Because if you think about it, if you just realize that the ball is not dangerous and he can't shoot it anyway, realistically, this play is just a beat. It's highly unlikely he's going to score the ball from this angle. So if you just realize sooner, okay, I'll just turn around. Look, now you have free possession. You can catch the ball and go around, and that's it. You can just drive the ball into the net. Just dribble it into the net. So, yeah, it's just being observant. Now what happened here, you know, everybody was just beat. Nobody's getting back in time. Good pass from the orange team. Good shot. GG's. Yeah. A complete blowout from the PLAT players, but you can tell just how just bad they played compared to the Diamonds, and I think this is an important replay because this is Diamond 1 versus PLAT 3, and a lot of players don't know how to make that jump from PLAT to Diamond, and I think this is a great way to illustrate that what the differences are. Now, I know this replay is short, so let's continue again, but let's actually see this from the Diamond's point of view, right? At least, I'm not going to replay, I think, everything. Oh, actually, no, this thing's only like 2 minutes, so maybe I could. If you guys don't mind it being long, but if you guys just came for the PLAT side, then I guess you guys can just leave. But if you guys want to learn what the Diamonds did, then, which I recommend you will stick around for this. I hope you do. So yes, let's go over to Diamond side. Let's see why they were better, despite them mechanically being a little worse anyway. Not worse, but bad as well. Let's see what happened. Okay, so this was a good try from... Oh my god, what is this camera angle? It's way too close. My camera is actually a lot closer than most people use too, but man, this is brutal. This is a good attempt though. He's blocking the pass. You see, rather than giving them space, right, which the space is now in the air, you see how quickly he recognizes the threat? Tank is in a position to receive the pass, right, from here, up in the air. So, actually, let me just illustrate this better. So, Tank can go up in the air and receive the pass. So, APL has a job to do, and that's to actually intercept this pass up in the air. Pretend this arrow is going up in the air, not across the ground. So, they're going to meet somewhere, you know, in the middle, of course. That's the point. That's okay, right? This is fine for him to go, because Chris can actually get back in time anyways. And as long as he actually does 50 the ball, then it's going to buy time if it's a good 50. So, this is good. This is actually really good. He's able to quickly analyze the play, and see, he's able to read the opponent's positioning a lot sooner than the blue guys. So that's why he's able to go up after this. This is why he challenged, because it's threatening. If he actually gets a good shot, this will go in. So he has to go. So remember I said earlier the blue team kept giving up space and nobody's challenging? Well, this is the opposite. He's trying to challenge as quickly as he can. Obviously, challenging too quick can actually lead to goals, so you don't want to do that, especially when your teammate isn't ready, but he's ready. So nobody's able to hit this ball, but Chris is able to receive it, which is great. Chris kind of automatically is in a position to block any type of scenario, right? This is kind of just lucky positioning in a sense, because he turns and now he's facing kind of to the side rather than towards the ball. Again, to illustrate this, now if the ball slightly 50s this way, right, he can either go towards the ball to meet up with it, right, or he can turn here if the ball is actually in a nice little cozy spot and he can just boom it away over Tuxie's face. And of course, he's positioned quite close, following after the play. So this works out. You see that? He's covering both options. He has way more control over what he can do. Just a beautiful hit. This is a shitty jump. I mean, this just proves that so far, with this goal, they only scored because they're in a smarter position. I mean, we can see that this guy's aerial control is honestly just as bad as the Plats. Mechanical skill-wise, he's not that much different than the Plats. It's just he's a little smarter. He's also a little smarter. And maybe with this challenge in the air, maybe he faked him and then he didn't hit the ball. But as you can see, though, in general, they're a little smarter with their plays, and it makes a huge difference in the low ranks. I promise you guys, if you just play smarter, it's going to make a huge difference. His mechanics were bad, yes, but you know what? He gave himself a really good chance to score anyways. He didn't even need to jump either, actually. He could just hit the ball over his head. See, the ball is already well over his head. Drive, jump, single jump, and then dodge, or not even jump. He can just catch. Look, he's already going to be ahead of him anyways. He can just kind of just low tap it into the net anyways. He doesn't need to make it complicated for himself. So that's that. All right, so let's continue. They're about to score again. I think this is a kickoff goal though. Good pass, teammate. Yeah, and this is the bad jump from blue team. Yeah, this could be scored, blocked no matter what, actually. I think he definitely could block it. In a higher ranked lobby, this would have been blocked. Or Tank would have challenged a lot sooner. But the ball is rolling towards him, so I did say that he could probably get at least a 50 on this if he was really ballsy, but this isn't a bad option too. Now he's got to trust the fact that he can actually block the shot when it comes, and he doesn't. So... yeah. Perfect. And, you know, in the higher ranks, though, I would say don't boom this ball away like this where you can't follow it anymore. Because in the higher ranks, they're just going to block this ball and they're going to continue their own possession. You're just giving away possession here, technically. But in the low ranks, I would actually say this is okay. Just hit the ball as hard as you can into the net. Because they're going to miss it like what Tank does. I mean, all you guys need to do is just put a well-placed shot at a considerable speed. And Plats can't read anything. Or even Diamonds, they can't read anything. So, just keep that in mind. Switch over to APL. Good block. Now, looking at it from Tux's point of view, Tux can actually fake this, keep the ball low like this. Right? He hits the ball, but don't jump. Just keep the ball, let the ball drop again. APL would have had a higher hit on the ball. What's his name? I forgot his name already. Tux would have had a lower hit on the ball. Tux would have actually won the 50 and scored. So, you can see how awkward and dangerous this looks. So, blue team could have scored again, but they're not smart. To realize that. See, it's always just, oh, how quickly can I shoot? As, you know, they shoot, I think, a little too early. They have a lot more options than they think, and they don't really choose to do anything with it. Okay, this is unnecessary, I have to admit. He doesn't need to be super hesitating, right? I get it. Chris is kind of showing a little iffiness with his mechanics, but no one's challenging this except for your teammate, and he's too far away. So this is fine. So you can actually afford to push up a bit, right? A play, this is actually not, I wouldn't really consider this a play. A play is when a 50 happens. So since there's no play for you to be pre-positioning for, you can actually push up a little harder. Okay, and then you can jump up for your teammate, hit it up off the wall, and go after the ball. I mean, that might be a little bit advanced, but even if that's a little uncomfortable, right? Okay, I'll go back anyways here and let Chris deal with it. That's okay. It's totally fine. Their player is so far anyways. You actually could let him have possession because he's too far away. So again, push up a little bit more. Okay, I'll wait a second. Come back. Let Chris deal with it. If not, ball might go over Chris's head. I can take it again. Or if Chris takes it, then I can follow up in the middle for a pass option. That's it. That's all you need to do. That's literally it. Don't be so far away. Oh my. Oh no. He could have scored that 100%. He hit it to the right rather than the nose of his car. He hits it right. That. Just like that. But he could have positioned a little bit more behind the ball and just actually just flip into it and the ball would roll this way. He can definitely score in time. That's alright. Whatever. They're up 2 points anyway. They don't really have to score anymore. Okay, this is dumb, actually. Again, even the diamonds are giving away too much space, but the plats are too dumb to take advantage of it. So, rather than going so wide, stick here, right? Boost pad, just boost pad, fake challenge, make him flick it or something, and then challenge a little later, or let Chris go after it. You know, you don't have to be so freaking wide. Like, this is too wide, all right? There's too much... That saying of too much of anything is bad. Yeah, this is the same thing. I know I said you can rotate wide, but this is just too wide. I mean, we can all agree this is just way too wide. He can literally do the same thing if he just positions sooner. Hell, he could be a little ballsy and dust this guy because he's not even ready for that, probably. This is low ranked. You probably could ego challenge, although I would say get used to fake challenging first, because if you ego challenge as a low-ranked player and you screw up, you're definitely going to put your already bad teammate in a 2v1. So, maybe you could experiment with it a little bit, but, yeah, either one works. Ego challenging if you think he's not ready for it, or you can fake challenge, but I recommend fake challenging. Alright, so what happens here? Yeah, Tux does that bad dribble that we saw earlier, so he gives away the ball to Chris. That's good. I like how he challenged immediately. This is great, right? He sees that APL is really far away. Let me challenge immediately, right? We can't give them any more space that we already did, right? So let's try to, you know, stop this as quick as possible. So he comes right in, and actually he gets pretty lucky too. I mean, either way, even if you kept this ball low and they just 50'd it normally, this would have been fine. This would have been a good play. So, because either way with the 50, he would have stopped him from advancing towards the goal. So this is great either way. And he's able to follow through with it. And he's able to get himself into a passing position. Yeah, so it works out. I mean, this is a bad angle. Let me spectate. Okay. This is a trap. This worked only because Plat Team sucks. If this was a high-ranked lobby, APL would have gotten dusted a million times over. I'm not even joking. This is another trap scenario, right? Remember what happened to the blue team where they got trapped? This is another trap. Tank has already jumped first. Don't jump after this, right? Something can happen. And their second man's actually ready for the play too. So you don't want to get too score happy here. I know it's tempting as hell, but believe it or not, guys, actually don't go after this. This might come out. This might be a shock to lower-ranked players, but actually you don't want to go after this. I know the ball is in front of the net and you want to score it, but this is actually counterintuitive because you guys are probably doing this because you know they're going to miss, which is a fair assumption, but this is actually going to create a really nasty habit later on. Trust me, I literally see even Grand Champs doing this mistake, that they get trapped. They fall right into the trap, and they get beat. Anyone who's Grand Champ in the watching this, if you're okay with it, leave in the comments. If you're honest, say, hey, yeah, I fall for this trap too. I do too. I'm Grand Champ 3, right? And I peaked SSL like a year ago in 3s. I'm washed a little bit, even though I played every day. But, all right, whatever. But you get the point. Even I will admit I sometimes get trapped in the moment, right? I fall for it. So this is not a smart play, actually. I know you score, but this isn't good. This isn't a good idea. And remember, think of it this way. You're already up 2-0. There's no need to get all ballsy anymore, right? There's really no point. Just play for efficiency, not how many goals you can score as quickly as you can. That's not the point of the game. The point of the game is to win your matches as efficiently as possible. Again, overly rotating. How much boost does he have? Okay, that's fine. Gets beat here. No big deal. I mean, now that I think about it, I probably would have done the same. But now he's just kind of bullshitting. I would flip over here and get right up to speed. Okay, I can turn around. And I can challenge it here. Jump up after the ball. But again, this is low diamond, so maybe he can't. He can probably try to dribble this ball back into his corner and then reset. So that's what I would do. But this is just taking way too long. Or, actually... Dang, this is actually although he's slow, it does give him a really good approach to the ball. Although I like to see him hit it to the right more rather than the corner. But this is fine enough. Chris doesn't need to go after this ball. I mean, that's kind of stupid, but I would have definitely pushed up a lot farther up. Like, at least up to here at this point. And then I would have jumped up after it and then caught the ball slowly. But, I mean, this is too complicated. So, this could be a fair choice, considering that this is a low rank, but I hope I can trust you guys that you don't want to be too far back all the time, but since this is low rank, I guess I could say that you could do this. It's not terrible. You know what? This definitely could be a ball where they'll boom it, because the ball is moving at a considerable speed and it's bouncing, so they definitely can't catch the ball that well with a dribble, so they're going to have to boom it away. So you could position this far if you truly believe that they're going to boom the ball away. Then this is actually fine. This is not a big deal. But I'm saying, if you find in your games where they're not booming the ball away, but you're positioning to where they will boom, as if they will boom the ball away, then this is actually a really bad idea. But, maybe he thought, give him the benefit of the doubt, since they're diamonds, maybe he's a little smarter. Maybe he did anticipate they'd boom the ball away. And look, he's right. And now he gets a nice, easy touch towards the ball. Chris is just doing too much. I think Chris is a lot worse than APL. This is dumb. There's no need to challenge this. Blue guy is already behind him. He doesn't know if blue guy can actually just move forward and hit the ball while he's moving faster, and he can beat Chris. So Chris just needs to rotate out here. Right? He just needs to rotate out. Let's just visualize it. Okay, I'm all awkward. Not that much boost. I'll just move around here. Right? And then, okay, I'll wait for APL. I'll wait over here. Wait, I'll turn around. Right? And I'll come around since teammate's back, and then I'll 50 it somewhere over here. This whole play wouldn't have happened anyway. So, this looks pretty dangerous. Why didn't the blue team score? Let's see why from the point of view of the diamonds. Okay, this is a bad touch. Chris is definitely throwing, but he's lucky APL is pretty decent. Oh my. Oh yes. Yep. Yeah, okay. Again, just throwing the ball away way too soon. Look how awkward this is. He definitely is scared, but blue team sucks. He should, if he wants to make this better, he's gotta either approach this, just honestly ego challenge the crap out of this, turn around really quick and just go after the ball, or position a little wider, face this way, and then try to go around like that. Because at least he'll have some momentum and not standing still. When you're standing still, that's a bad idea in net, because you're not going to catch up to any ball that's moving fast. So those are some options he could have done. Chris decided to suck on the wall. See? Okay. I don't know what it is with lower ranked players, but they love flipping. Stop flipping. Right? Why don't you just take your time and just make sure you line up with the ball first before you do anything else? Right? Why do you have to flip into everything? This is so pointless. Because look, when you flip, guess what? You're immediately out of the play. You can't land on the ground soon. You're literally stuck now in just no man's land. If he just stayed on the wall, he can turn around really quickly. If he just hit the ball on the wall, but while he's driving on the wall, he can actually just hit the ball forward and then jump after it. Or if he feels like the ball is in a bad position, he can just turn right down off the wall and just rotate back. You know, rather than flipping like this, you're just done. You know, you're just out of the play. You know, this is stupid. Good block. Wow. Okay. Let's see this. Yeah, this is just bad mechanics from the blue team. Holy crap. Hell, he could even demo APL if he wanted to. Air dribble bump. That would have been a really, really high IQ play from a PLAT player, but it's definitely possible. But good on APL for playing the ball. When you're on defense, play the ball. Don't worry about what they're doing. Just play the ball, because that's how you get faked if you keep relying on what they're doing. And I do say to watch the opponents, but there are certain scenarios where they can fake. And when you realize that this is a scenario where they could fake, play the ball. Don't worry about what they're doing. So, if they're kind of in the midfield and they're kind of far away from faking the ball, well, no, when they're far away from like the net, which means that they actually, I don't know how to describe this, but just try to find ways where you know that they're gonna fake. Then, if they're gonna fake, play the ball. But, I mean, either way, it depends. Because, like, you still might have to read the fake. I mean, this is just too advanced, honestly. But I think in this scenario, it's better to just play the ball. You don't want to get faked out, especially when you're on the goal line like this. So just play the ball. This is actually a really good pass to teammate. Really good play. See, you see how much smarter the diamonds are? Even if it's just a little bit. I mean, I don't even know if he even tried to pass this, but this works out so well because Chris can just cut right in and just steal it from Tux. And remember, this is the play that I said from the blue team. This is a trap. Yeah, it's a trap. Look at that. It's perfect. It's literally perfect. It's a really well done play. But, yeah, so when you know they're going to fake, play the ball. Don't try to, like, don't try to block the ball where you think they're going to hit it, but just play it literally. And then you won't get faked that often. Alright, so that's it for the diamond side. So, what do we learn here? Just a little bit more of game sense is all you need. The diamonds definitely weren't the best mechanically. I think they were basically just as bad as the plats, but, you know, they played better as a team just a little bit, and they closed off some of the open space a lot sooner than the plats did. So, which means that they put more pressure on the blue team. So, that really is a huge difference, and it goes such a long way. So, there you have it. That is basically how you got to plat. Just don't hesitate. Try to cover as many plays as you can by pre-positioning your car to cover both scenarios. Try to cover as much space as you can so you don't give away too much space from your opponent. And be more observant of the momentum of the game, right? Try to truthfully understand what's important to go after the ball and what's not. Alright, so just keep those things in mind, and plat/diamond is going to be a breeze. Alright, so that's it for this video, guys. If you guys enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.